Welcome back. What do we call this show? Welcome back to the r/podcast.
We're just yapping, I think, is what.
Yeah, this will be Just Yappin' part 93,742.
I gotta find. That's order of business number one. I gotta.
Walk away from the camera.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Is my ass in the shot, dude?
should be.
Josh, can we get a zoom in on that?
That's nice. I like that. What
Wait.
can I do? Oh, wait. No way.
Dude, there's two of them. This is between two cactuses.
But yeah, between two ferns.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. You can't have to clip it on the side, but it works.
Where?
Like right here.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was doing.
Yeah. Get your ISO going.
Yep. Cool.
The sports photography. Sorry.
Mine like wiggles around, so there might be some static going on.
Hi, Ron.
That was Ron.
I know.
Our Professor Ron.
I don't know if he feels like he's intruding or not. Ron Allman?
Ronald McDonald. Yeah, Nick is not here this week.
Yeah, him and his family, some stuff went down. So we make a lot of jokes about like Nick, like how he died like in the past.
Yeah, it's Boy Who Cried Wolf this week.
Yeah.
So
Truly though, thoughts and prayers, condolences to Nick's family. They're going through something. Talk to Nick though. He is doing like as good as you can in a situation like this.
yeah,
His family's they're a good support system for him. So he'll be back. It's just
yeah, and we did invite him to do this.
yeah.
So we gave him the opportunity to just kind of push through it. We're still kind of new friends, so it was.
Yeah.
We're trying to learn how the others grieve, and like how we handle stress, and so
the
it's an
kinda
interesting.
guy.
It's an interesting thing where we were like, "Hey, we're still gonna go joke if you want to come joke."
I'm the kind of guy where you would have to leave me alone. Like the only death I had was my grandfather died when I was a freshman in high school, and I was like, in my room, give me an hour. All right, now let's deal with this stuff. That's how I am with most things.
Yeah. My family is young. It's like
Same.
I had my great grandparents up until, I think 2021, maybe 22.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they both died. My grandma died. My great grandma died from cancer and like COVID mixture BS.
Complications.
And within a year, my great grandpa died of like they think it like genuinely was like a broken heart.
That's a broken
when you're
heart
just-
syndrome is
yeah.
a real thing. Yeah.
So it was just sad. But I can't really recall how long it took me to get over it. Like I still think about him, and
Right.
I'll-
It's still
I'll
relatively
well up.
new.
Yeah, I mean it's not necessarily new. It makes me think it was earlier, kind of more in the midst of all the COVID stuff, because I do remember it being semi-related on her end. But I don't know. I don't know how I handle grief. I haven't had to experience too much of it yet.
Knock on wood. My parents are relatively young.
Yeah.
When my grandfather died, it was, and we don't want to dwell too much on the subject. This is just kind of like explaining things.
It's topical.
Yeah, right. Like I said, I'm more distant myself. My great grandparents, like, I wasn't like they just never talked to me just because some great grandparents are like that. But to kind of deviate from that, I don't think I told you a story about how my great grandfather died.
Mm-mm.
It is the funniest fuking story you've ever heard in your entire life,
Okay.
dude. So I was
Tell me he slipped on like a banana peel.
Oh no, he was like dude had like lung cancer. Dude like grew up in the like 40. He smoked all his life.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like in a coma. The doctors, the whole family's there. They're like, he can go at any moment. It's all this. I'm like 7, so my younger brother's like 5. And I don't remember this at all. My parents tell me this. For some reason, my great-grandfather liked to watch my little brother jump. Because he was like just like a tiny kid, and they all like jump like real funny. So my great aunt, she goes to my brother, and she goes, and he's completely comatose. Dude is like head back, like not reacting at all. She looks at my brother, and goes, "You know what make him feel better? Like, why don't you jump for him? He loved when you did that." And my brother's like, "Okay." He jumped.
No.
The second he landed, he immediately flatlined. And my aunt years later goes, "You just didn't jump high enough."
Yeah, that was his rating. This jump sucked.
I mean, it was literally
That's so
like,
funny.
"Yay, B."
That is so funny. I'm worried that we're both out of focus.
What's the worst that could happen to us?
Okay, now I'm in focus. My camera angle is going to be significantly closer than yours.
Well, I'm more girthy in certain areas, so you need the wider lens.
Yeah, you are pretty girthy.
Dude, God gave me a dumb ass fear of mice, a fucking weak power body, but he's like, dude, that fucking nether region, dude.
I fear what he put between your legs, honestly.
I know. Me too, man. I don't think I've reached full potential.
It must be hard.
I know. We will talk about Daredevil because that's been a thing
Yes.
we've been getting up to. But real quick, we go into the studio. 2 things. One, lady who let us in, you are an absolute legend because the door was locked and they just don't give the keys to students.
Yes.
And Josh has 2 fears of animals, snakes and mice. I set my bag down. Maybe 10 seconds later, see a little thing run across the floor under like a chair in the corner. And I'm like, Jordan, please.
This chair.
Yeah. I'm like, Jordan, please tell me you kicked something. And he was like, what? I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go fucking light myself on fire. There's a mouse in here. And you spent a good, 15 minutes, wrangling this thing. And he caught it. Because Jordan is a badass. Are you the Daredevil?
It's in my nature. I actually did it with my eyes closed, and I felt his heartbeat. It was racing. I did feel bad. Like, he was just like, please.
It was a baby mouse. It was very tiny. And
but I caught him, and I let him outside, and I made sure I didn't hurt him.
And then he stomped on him and just executed him straight up.
Yeah. Punisher style.
I didn't watch Daredevil like I wanted to. I got through the first episode, and I've been hearing praise from, just shit I've seen on TikTok and then praise from you. As we're filming this, the finale was last night.
Correct.
Okay? I got, and spoilers, a little bit for this.
Yeah, skip to this timestamp if you want to avoid spoilers. That's going to put some work on you, but...
Woohoo, 10 seconds. The thing I got spoiled was Karen's back.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one thing that I saw where I was like, okay. And at this point, because I'm kind of familiar with, the show, I know I've only seen the first episode. Anything you want to let riff, I want to hear it at this point.
So I'll put do you like that Karen's back?
I'm neither here nor there about it.
I'll put this at ease for you. Karen doesn't show up until the last 2 minutes.
I remember it. The scene I saw was very Marvel end credit vibe.
I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating and it's more like 10 minutes, but Karen being back hasn't really done much. It is weird that they're a weird love triangle because the Punisher returns in this episode.
Yeah, I saw that.
Spoilers. Let's just start, so I don't ruin anything for you. Let's start at episode 1 and do a complete breakdown of it.
Go for it.
How do you feel about Foggy?
My brother was heartbroken. Okay? It's sad. I think I told you, in the Daredevil show, I didn't care that much for the side characters. That was my one critique of the show.
People will argue that Foggy is, if not, he is a main character, if not the main character.
Oh, he played a important role, but my problem with and it goes behind superhero shows. It's just it's so hard to get behind people that aren't the superhero. That like Batman has Alfred, that's integrated. But when they did the CW Flash show, I didn't care about anybody except the Flash. When Daredevil had the
you
one
didn't care
girl,
about Cisco?
Huh?
Cisco was awesome.
You talking about Vibe, dude? He was
pre-Vibe.
Yeah, dude.
Cisco.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Right, Cisco. I mean, that's just what happens when the show runs for 10 years.
That's
what
true.
I love about Daredevil this time around is that it's already ran. Because my girlfriend and I are watching the Marvel timeline in order. And we're, I think 4 movies away from Daredevil. But she was... I showed her...
The show or the 2003 movie?
The show. So I was like, it was episode 8 had just come out of Born Again. Mm-hmm. So I was, ecstatic. Like I couldn't go to bed after the fact because I was just so electric about it. And the theme song, they changed the theme song.
Right.
I think it's better.
I like both. I don't
so
really care.
That's what I was doing. I showed my girlfriend the original Daredevil theme from...
Has she seen the original show?
No.
Okay.
So I showed her the theme. It was really good. It was good. But then I showed her the other one, and it was like, ah. And when I showed her the first one, I clicked on just the first episode, and she was like, dang, the show came out in like 2015? I was like, yeah. And it's cool that it's 10 years old, and it still feels brand new now.
It's
Born Again is the perfect title.
I know we're gonna bounce around a lot of topics for Daredevil. He texted me and Nick. Was it episode like 7 that you were like, oh my, this is like phenomenal? 8. Okay, what were some of those points?
You want me to spoil it for you?
Yeah. The show is already out, and I've gotten to a point where I've just seen so much like small clips of stuff. Like, just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off.
Damn. Okay. So the whole time, you have to at least watch it though.
Oh, still will.
So
don't worry.
The whole time they're kind of building up Fisk. So, side note, Vanessa Fisk, his like girlfriend wife thing. The entire time before the show, did you watch Echo or Hawkeye?
No.
After the events of those show, Kingpin just like disappears.
I remember seeing stuff.
And Vanessa goes on without him, has an affair without him. Well, she thought he was dead. So,
sure.
Then he comes back, and then he's pissed, yada yada. But in episode 1, in the finale, you figure out who ordered the hit on Foggy. It was a hit.
Right.
If you recall, in season 3 of Daredevil, the original series, there is a treaty at the end in the apartment between Daredevil and Fisk.
Okay, yeah.
And Daredevil's like, if you ever come after Foggy and Karen, I will I'll put Vanessa away, or I'll put you behind bars, and you'll never see each other again. So Foggy unknowingly, or knowingly, I guess we don't really get confirmed, starts stepping on that terms of agreement on accident. Like he's handling a legal case that is directly involved with Vanessa Fisk because she's carrying on Wilson's like legacy and like still doing all the crime stuff. And when he comes back, it's all mayor oriented. So it's like almost like she thinks he doesn't care about what she built. So there's a weird dynamic between them. But then Bullseye comes and kills Foggy. Turns out Vanessa ordered the hit on Foggy.
She was the one.
So she released Bullseye out of prison and got him all his charges dropped from the season 3 show, and that's how he was able to come out and do that. And then he goes to jail. Season 1 of Born Again, all the middle is really just filler.
I mean, I wanted to cram for this, and you were essentially like, watch the first 2 episodes, then like 7, 8, 9.
If you really wanted just the cliff notes, you could get 1, 2, 8, 9.
Wow.
And you'd be kind of happy. There's a moment I think in 4 or 5 where Punisher comes back, and it's some of the best dialogue in the MCU.
Any dialogue between Daredevil and Punisher is really good.
Well, recency bias aside, it's just the dialogue between them feels like, because I'm rewatching everything from the start, it feels like the serious dialogue in like Thor 1 or like Iron Man 2 or Iron Man 1. Like there's actual stakes and emotion rather than just like how can we throw a witty punchline in.
Right.
So they're not scared of bringing back the things that people love Marvel for, which is insane to say, but they're not scared of like graphic violence this time. There's been more F-bombs, I think, over the course of the show than I've heard
in all MCU
all
projects.
Of the Marvel properties, Deadpool aside.
True.
But it is fantastic. I really don't want to... I don't want to spoil too much. Because
I'll say if you want to leave it, like I'm still gonna watch it. If you wanna
I
leave
would
some of it-
really like you to maybe get invested, watch it all the way through, and see episode 8, because I don't think I've felt that way since Breaking Bad. Have you ever seen Breaking Bad?
I've seen Breaking Bad.
So you know the moment where what's his character's name?
Jesse Plemons' character.
No. I don't like that guy. But Walter.
The character
What's
in the
his
show
name?
or Jesse Plemons?
Walter. Dude, I'm blanking.
Not Hank Schrader.
No, not Hank.
I
Not Gus.
definitely ain't got. Oh,
What's his name? Kid named Finger. That's his.
is that what it was?
That's his name. He's the meme for Kid named Finger. What is his name?
I don't know why I'm.
Mike Ehrmantraut.
Okay. Yes.
And they are kind of on to Walt because Walt's trying to do that whole thing with Gus.
Yep.
And they know about Gale. And Walt's like, Mike is walking Walt back to the base, and they're going to kill him in the lab, basically. And he holds him at gunpoint, and Walt is begging for his life, and it's like complete 180 Darth Vader moment where
What
it's
you
like,
would think.
please, Mike, please. And then he's like, Jesse knows this, and he calls Jesse. And Walt and Jesse had talked before, and all Walt says over the phone is, it's got to be you. You have to do it. They're going to kill me. And, Jesse runs to Gale's house, and that's the scene where Jesse shoots Gale.
Yep.
But it's complete 180 after that moment because Mike is still holding him at gunpoint, and he goes, you might want to hold off. Your boss is going to need me. And it's just that level of my jaw being on the floor because the tension was so high and then it was just immediate drop off is exactly what happened in episode 8 of Daredevil.
Dang.
Where it was just adrenaline the whole time because Bullseye is such a loose cannon. I guess I'll give you that. Bullseye comes back in episode 8.
Well, I was kind of figured that much.
See, but that's all that he comes back in. You get him in 1, I think a little bit of 2 at the beginning, and then maybe not even. I think it's just 1. So it's 1, 8, and then you get him at the end of 9.
Isn't better than nothing.
Yeah, I was very pleased with the way they did Punisher. He just in his show, the way they handled the violence, obviously it was a different kind of budget. Obviously you've got Disney's budget now.
Right.
The kill scenes, the fight scenes look like a Deadpool movie. So
That's the direction they need to go with it more.
the detail of just blood splattering and gut chunks leaving body. It's
the boys kind of vibe.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's a moment in 9 in the season finale that is
Ripped straight from the boys.
it's it could be straight out of The Boys.
Are they ever doing a 4th season for that?
I think it's the 5th season.
Is it?
But yes,
The
I love that show too.
crap. What was the name of the Spider-Man knockoff that he rips in half?
Web Weaver.
I love Spider-Man. It was so funny. It was.
Yeah.
I do love. That's the kind of stuff I'm going for more nowadays. The
Well,
whole meta commentary.
Yeah.
on it.
So that scene that you're talking about where he rips Web Weaver in half.
guys with a shoulder.
They did that with practical
I remember you
effects.
telling me
They
that.
built one big prosthetic and Anthony Starr ripped it in half. They do something similar to that with a practical prosthetic in Daredevil. And it's as graphic.
I'm trying to think.
I don't want to tell you what it is, but at the same time I really want to tell you.
I'll watch it through and I'll be like, I'll end up texting that was the thing.
Yeah.
At that point.
I mean, the way they do Muse and stuff, I was kind of disappointed with. I won't dive too deep into it because you haven't seen it. But the way they did Muse was kind of underwhelming. His love interest the whole season, kind of underwhelming. The people around him. I'm
100% paying attention. I want to look something up to
Yeah.
type out.
The people around him I found pretty underwhelming, except for his law firm partner. It's McDuffie. I can't remember her first name, but their law firm's Murdoch and McDuffie
right.
or something. And I found her character interesting. I wish they would have did a little bit more with her. But I mean, honestly, Kingpin and Daredevil are like the star.
I was like, I will say the stuff I did see, the general consensus from people that I saw was underwhelming. At least season finale, not the whole show as a thing. And some of the stuff I saw was people were saying Kingpin wasn't Kingpinning, which I don't know.
You're out of your mind.
I was like, were you left underwhelmed by the end? Like at the end of it, you as a series, as a finale,
As a whole, or like within their individual characters?
either or.
So within their characters, I don't think at all. I love the way there's a particular scene in the show where someone that wronged Matt pretty bad returns, and they're, Punisher and him are fighting alongside, like, Matt and Punisher are fighting the guy that wronged Matt. I won't give you any names or anything. I'm
Sure.
speaking vaguely for people that have seen it, but like I want to be in focus.
Adjusting camera.
Yeah, so the way, like, obviously it's like an ongoing issue with Matt where it's constant, like, I can't kill people.
Right.
But, like, some people I have to.
Right.
There's a cool moment where it flashes back in this moment of, like, Punisher's encouraging him, like, do it. Kill this guy. He wronged you. And Matt's like, no, that's not what I want. And it's interesting. I love the arc that the Punisher had, even though it was like only really an episode and a half, maybe. If you put the two episodes he's in together, maybe it's one full episode. But I loved his arc. Karen didn't develop at all.
Oh yeah, there was.
Matt's arc was awesome, just overall. Every episode I was like genuinely impressed with. Even the episodes that were bad, I liked the way Matt was written. It felt more true to his character. Where was I at?
Matt's character arc.
Matt's character arc was good. Kingpin's character arc was awesome. And yeah, Kingpin's character arc was great. Vanessa's arc was interesting. Heather, Matt's love interest, didn't really like it. The way they could have used her in a much cooler way, but
right.
I don't know. They set her up to be something really, really cool and then never really touched on it. The whole time, so to give you a little context, she's a therapist.
Right.
Matt's love interest. But
Incoming phone call.
Matt's love interest.
Is that Charlie Cox?
Yeah. Matt's love interest, but she is Kingpin and Vanessa's couples therapist. They don't really do much until the end. Like, I'm excited to see where it goes from there.
Right.
But, yeah. Overall, though, and there's a reason I'm disappointed, but once you set that reason aside, it was a great
It's a
finale.
good show.
So they're setting up like Shadowland,
Right.
like where it's all these New York superheroes
I saw something alluding to that.
and they team up against Kingpin. At the end of the series, it's kind of like these aren't really spoilers because you can kind of tell with him being in a position of power, Kingpin calls martial law. And it's like all vigilantes are going to die,
Right.
basically. And
Spider-Man.
Matt, with the help of Karen and, his circle, is like, we have to take our city back, and we need to build a team. And then that's kind of where the show ends.
Right.
So you can tell they're setting up Shadowland. The reason it's disappointing is because I know Spider-Man can't be involved.
Yeah, the whole fucking deal shit and all that.
That's the only reason. I think that's one of the biggest fumbles by Sony ever. But I came to this realization this morning because I slept on the episode and I woke up and I was talking to my girlfriend and I was like, this is why I love Spider-Man as a character.
Mm-hmm.
In the MCU, he's probably one of my least favorite characters.
I would agree with that, actually.
He's just done so dirty, and it's not even his fault. Like, it's not Tom Holland's fault. Tom Holland could easily be my favorite Spider-Man.
It's the writing that sets it
It's
back.
the writing that sucks, and these people that are so high on their pedestal that they don't want to have a creative idea.
I think that's why I've kind of turned on the MCU. Like when I look back on like superhero movies, I really liked MCU and not the sure the like MCU is cool and it's got great movies, but the moment it was truly like it's not an Iron Man or Captain America movie, it's Captain America movie, but it's gonna have Black Widow in it and Hawkeye in it.
No, I don't mind those when they're used the right way. What makes me mad is Sony. Like, I'm not mad at Marvel, like Disney, Marvel. I'm mad at Sony for.
Are you mad at Disney? Disney, they tricked you.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
Yeah, like Sony is just like. To me, it screams, I don't want to have a creative idea, so I'm going to hold on to my golden goose.
Literally.
And look, the minute they manufactured an original piece of like Spider-Man content, they made Spider-Verse.
I think
those movies are chef's kiss. I know you don't love them, but
I just can't. Quick rant. The art style gets me motion sick.
Which I understand, but
I tell you, it pisses me off. I
story-
wish I could.
But as a story, I think that's one of the better Spider-Man stories.
I like my first thing with Miles Morales was the comics, and
Yeah.
I like the video game adaptate the way with Miles. So everything I've seen of Miles, I love so far. It's just those movies, the way it's shot.
Well, those stories are parallel to those types of mediums that you do like, but they just I could understand. Like, I don't love cartoons. Like, I can't.
Right.
Like, I'll never watch Invincible. Like, some people say that's the greatest show they've ever seen, and it's like I'll never get to experience that because I don't connect with.
And the funny part about it is, if we did it live action, it's so up your alley.
Exactly.
It's fun. I get that 100%.
It's the ability to see people acting.
Right.
That I need. And I feel like you lose a lot of that with an animation. I think that it tickles my brain. The Spider-Verse movies tickle my brain in the way that like there's so much happening. It's not a cartoon trying to feel like a live action TV show. Like
it's
the
committed.
Animation doesn't need to look like one to one. Like if someone were to animate this room, they would have every specific detail.
Frame by frame.
And the Spider-Verse movies feel like comic book pages.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's where the appeal is to me. Like there's different types of creative animation that I resonate with, but like just generic cartoons I haven't clicked with since I was like 10 years old. Mm-hmm. And I don't know.
They've had I'm just such like a nerd for like medieval and adventure shit, and that's like all what cartoons are like nowadays. So like it hits me right in my alley. The something I did want to bring up. You, my friend, are starting YouTube on your own thing.
I am.
Yes. Have we talked about this at all?
I don't think so.
Okay. I do know for a fact, Lincoln description, Jordowski.
Yeah, Jordowski.
Can we get like a flame? And
light me on fire.
Like an MLG horn? I downloaded a bunch of fire assets for the Zilla 2 thing.
Sweet.
That's like one thing that I'm excited for your thing. Because you're what I think you're best at compared to the three of us, you're very opinionated and you can get it across like very funny. Like my thing is like I got strong opinion. Like I just because it's been on my mind. Like Stranger Things 5 is coming out. I despise Stranger Things for season 2. I could give you a 9-hour rant about Stranger Things season 3, and it wouldn't be funny. It would just me being like blood thickening, vein stuff. Like it may be funny that I'm losing my mind, but it's not going to be a joking manner.
Yeah.
And stuff. I feel like you're like you could say what you want and then turn it into like a joke.
Well, so I don't know when this will come out, but I plan on editing sometime probably this weekend. I did a video. The first like 3 minutes are about the Minecraft movie.
Are you just like rambling about stuff?
Well, so it was my transition into a Minecraft hardcore series.
Oh, dude, that's so good.
So obviously the whole time it's just jokes like I am Steve and Chicken Jockey and
Chicken Jockey ruled his life for about
Chicken Jockey is like I still say it around the house because it's just
Cameron's
funny.
got to be pissed at you.
No, she loves it. She finds it equally as funny.
You two are made for each other. I would have punched you at this point.
Genuinely.
Dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna do. I want to do more like commentary, like comedy. How you were saying.
It just suits you so well.
I struggle. Like in this, I feel like it'd be easier to do with someone, like with me, than it is to do.
What's the name
like,
of your YouTube friend? I can't.
Dylan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like.
Yeah, Dylan. I love Dylan. He struggles to be himself on camera, I feel like. I've told him that before. Like, some of his videos...
Like playing a character or like a struggle of it?
He's so much funnier than some of the edits, he does. Some of the jokes he'll tell. It's like, I know you're funnier than this.
I see what you're saying. That's a real thing.
Well, I not necessarily him specifically, but like... Imagine hanging out with a guy like Mr. Beast. He has to present himself one way to appeal to the masses
than what he is in his private life.
Than what he is. And
I get that.
I think when you're more authentic, yes, you'll have less success, maybe less followers, but at the end of the day, that's not what I, set out. Like, it's not something I necessarily want. I want to be around people that want to be around me, not... Oh my gosh, I got 22 million views this weekend.
I've done like a few YouTube like channels and things with friends. Originally I was in an improv group that did YouTube sketches in high school. And then I did like Let's Play shit with a buddy of mine, which was And that transition, I have my own thing. It's called Pixel Hero. I'm a big fan of, obviously, video games, but these, like, video game retrospectives. Like, you've seen the videos, like, explaining the Dark Souls lore, and it's 4.5 hours long.
Yeah.
That's, like, my shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do that length. I like faster form content. So I've kind of just rattled. I have one out. My favorite game is Shadow of the Colossus, and it's what Shadow of the Colossus means to me. And I'm working on one for Zelda 2. And... the whole spin is Zelda 2, a bad game and a great series. Yeah. And I was like, that's a good title, but that'd be like its own good series. Just look at historically great video game franchises and just point out the worst game and like why it's bad.
Well, and then you could even go as far to do like hot takes. Like one of my favorite Call of Duty games is critically
hated. Ghost. I liked Ghost for what it was.
It's a good... Even down to the multiplayer, like the introduction of like having the canine kill streak.
Oh hell yeah!
And just like,
well, that's like
just stuff like, why would this not have been in Call of Duty earlier?
Say my favorite Assassin's Creed game is AC3, and
mine too.
People hate AC3.
Mine too.
I will say my one thing because I don't want to rant about like specific games.
No, we can go.
Well, what kills me about, I definitely my top 3 favorite games of all time are Shadow of the Colossus, Red Dead 2, and AC3. And with AC3, what gets me is the main point is people are like, why is he so angry? He's not as charming as Ezio. And I'm like, he's a Native American who watched all of his people get burned to the ground. Yeah, I'd be a little pissed off too.
Yeah, well, I think the appeal for that game to me is the time period. Like when I played it growing up, that was like my favorite moment in history. Like
we
the
were
Boston
Tea
Party, like all like the revolution stuff was like, yes.
It was cool.
And then to play as that character and have the axes and even just the costume.
You know what's crazy nowadays? I saw, this is not my joke, there's someone on TikTok, like people are talking about it, and I kind of agree, kind of don't. They said if AC3 came out today, there would be a percentage of people being like, oh, we're playing as a Native American now, not the...
Wow, yeah.
I'm telling... Here's what I always say about crap like that. Like 1% of the people that are complaining are like correct. Like 99% of it is just like, if you don't want to play as a girl or play as a black dude, just say it.
Yeah.
Like I don't, because here's what kills me about, and I talked about this in my Shadow of the Colossus. One of my least favorite things I hear people say is, I can't play this game or I can't play as a woman because I can't relate to it. And I was like, cool beans. Dante, Devil May Cry. I can't relate to a fucking vampire demon slayer in the slightest. You don't relate to most video game characters.
That's interesting because it's people just shutting down all possibility of relation based on a barrier, like a physical barrier.
Yep.
Or like a visual barrier. Like just because you play a game with a female lead, like if I were to play a game with a female main character, yes, on paper, we're nothing alike, but
sure.
But there's emotions, there's plot points, ways the character handles situations like that you absolutely do connect with.
People
like how do you play the Insomniac Spider-Man game and relate to anything that Peter Parker does? Anything.
I don't play past Mary Jane. I've only played a third of the real Spider-Man games, dude.
But I'm saying, like, even how do you just play the Peter levels?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, you're not Spider-Man.
That's what. Dude,
how do you relate to this if you're not even the thing you're upset about?
That's like I have three things that piss me off about the video game industry. One is that just people making excuses for why they don't want to do shit. Two is let people enjoy their shit. Like Zelda, my whole Zelda 2. Zelda 2 is like, not only do I not like it, it's very much like determined as one of the worst games ever made. And I said it in the retrospective. I said, if Zelda 2 is your favorite favorite game of all time, more power to you. If you got some enjoyment out of something I didn't, I envy you. That to me is cool that you can enjoy this and I can't. And like it's anything. If you said that you liked Concord, Assassin's Creed Shadows, and Dragon Age Veilguard, like you would get laughed off the internet. But it's like, hey, you spent $200 on games, you didn't have any fun. They did. If anything, they're the cool one.
It goes back to that thing I was saying about appealing to the masses with a YouTuber. Like, you and I have different favorite albums. We have different favorite movies. We have different favorite songs. We have different favorite actors. We have different favorite YouTubers, different favorite video games. And that's by design. It's an artist being an artist.
Literally.
I think that game designers are also artists. And just because you want XYZ out of a video game doesn't mean I have to deliver it because I'm the artist. Who are you to tell me?
I did say, because I want to clarify, I said 1% of the people that complain are correct. And that 1%, and this is the only thing I don't like when people are saying they're pushing a woke agenda. I just don't want to be talked down like I'm a 5-year-old. Like there's some games where they're like, that character is transgender. Transgender means that they don't, and it's like, I know what it means.
I think
you can have them, like, I know what it means. You don't need to, like, teach me like I'm 5 years old.
I think
that's what gets me.
I think the best portrayal of things like that are best commented on when they're shown, not explained to a child.
Yeah.
Like, it goes back to our Marvel tier list and why Captain America 4 is probably my favorite Cap movie. Because they don't harp on, like, well, I'm a black American, I am this. It's all about his experience.
They just tell the story.
They just say, well, get in line. Like, that is my reality. And those moments have the weight without all of the cheap explanation. I've never felt so empowered by a story about someone's struggle with oppression than that movie, because it put it, and obviously it's fiction, but like,
oh, sure,
but the struggle is real.
It reflects real life though.
Yeah, and him just not, I don't know, I guess that just speaks to Sam Wilson as a character, where it's like, I'm not gonna blame it on me being, a black American. It's right. About me handling it. Like, I can't change you. All I can change is how I'm going to handle it. And I think that
makes the best heroes.
It really does. And I think it makes the best stories. Like, that's why I like the Miles Morales Spider-Man game, because it's not exclusive.
Correct.
Those are exclusive issues, absolutely. But
right.
But they frame them in a way where they're not creating more exclusivity. A white kid can relate to Miles Morales.
I felt
the same as a black kid should be able to relate to Peter Parker.
When I first played Miles Morales, I felt the exaggerated swagger of a black teen.
That is one of the best jokes.
The best part, and no one brings it up, is how monotone and unbothered
The exaggerated swagger of a black teen.
I mean, like,
I don't know where does this come from? Are you able to cite this? Because it's going to sound like if no one knows this, we're just totally went back on everything we just said.
When IGN reviewed Miles Morales on PS5, it did really well, and the guy's like, he was trying to say like they did a good job of incorporating Harlem culture into the game without feeling like it was pandering.
Yeah.
And the sentence he decided to use was like, man, because like Miles swings differently because he's inexperienced. He was like, man, just going through the streets blaring hip hop just fills me with the exaggerated swagger of a black teen.
It's a crazy quote. That guy'll have. I wonder if he still has his job.
I wonder if like people like came around to it and they're like it was. No one thought it was like racist. People were just like, that was the dumbest choice of.
Why would you frame it that way?
Like, I don't think anyone was pissed at the guy.
No. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
That's gonna be a good goose. Whatever happened to the exaggerated
swagger of a black teen?
Well, IGN reviews have just gotten so up. What happened to Baby Jesus is the first thing that pops up.
That's cool. I'm curious. Yeah, but I like that there are things that handle important issues about exclusivity in an inclusive manner. I feel like that's the only way you fix those type of issues. Like, you don't help a white person understand what a black person went through by saying, this is just for black people. White people don't get to watch this. You kind of have to bring everybody together instead of perpetuating separation further. That's what I think.
I'm not laughing at what he's saying. It's just
You did I say something crazy?
No, I looked up whatever happened to the exaggerated swagger of a black teen guy. And the Quora, the first thing that pops up is, why as a black teen can't I find my exaggerated swagger?
What?
I don't know why. Like, hey man, I'm mixed. I feel the same way. This is so unhelpful.
Jordan Ramey? Yeah. That's him, the guy who said it?
Yeah, but it's Ramey spelled differently.
Interesting.
He works at GameSpot, not IGN now.
Yeah, buddy got demoted.
Have you ever seen GameSpot reviews? Mm-mm. Have you heard about any of this?
I don't think so.
So GameSpot is notorious for being the worst because they're always the contrary to everything. So like when you ever see Robert Pattinson's Batman?
Yeah.
When that came out, people gave it like 9/10s. They gave it a 5.
No, I honestly kind of agree.
Well, they gave the new Avatar movie. They gave like a 3.
I think Avatar is bad.
I just don't care for it. But the whole thing is whatever the consensus is, no matter if it's like it's praise and it deserves the praise, they're always going to go low. And if it's super low, they go super high.
But, I mean, I hate that that's journalism nowadays, where you have to take such an extreme stance.
Appease.
There was a comedian that I was listening to a podcast, and they quoted this person. I think it was Bill Burr. There was a clip of him. A journalist was trying to get him, and he was like, no, go report actual journalism and take a stance on something.
Yeah.
Quit trying to get a click from somebody else saying something that you can then co-sign on. Make a claim instead of asking a question, and be journalists.
I just hate like film snobs kill me. Same with video games. I can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, it should be nothing more than your opinion. When you take it and transform it and you're like, this is gospel.
Well, what I hate
is
like if I ask you like, even though I hate when celebrity that stupid shit. When they're like, what's your 4 favorite movies? I hate it when people are like, The Godfather, Citizen Kane, literally like the top, like
the best movies
Jurassic
ever.
Park, yeah. Terminator, and it's like, I love it when I ask someone, they're like, Shrek 3, man, that shit's hilarious.
We can run that real quick. What's your top 3 favorite movies all time?
I think I have them listed.
I know what number 1 is for me for sure. We can. You wanna? Let's go 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1.
I got 3. I'm gonna be the most nerdiest guy on the planet, but 3 is probably Revenge of the Sith.
Ooh, yeah. I feel like if that were on my list, it would probably fall in top 5, but not top 3. 3. Honestly, I'm excited to rewatch it again. I think Avengers Age of Ultron is a top 3.
It's going to be 3?
Yeah. Like, I might like it more than Civil War and, like, Infinity War. Just James Spader's, that's who does Ultron, right?
Yeah, James Spader.
Yeah, him as a villain is perfect.
Oh, he nailed, like, the whole intrinsic dialogue
Yeah.
that make Marvel villains good.
And I think that was one of the last Marvel movies where the serious tone was gone.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Like,
on that.
they used all of the seriousness for that movie, and then it was just next.
Before I get into second pick, we were wondering where that mouse came from. Look over there. I wonder if he just fell through that ceiling.
Oh, 100%.
We were so like, how could a mouse have gotten in here? Literally one of the tiles is missing from the ceiling.
Oh, that sucks so bad. That means he fell. He was probably hurt.
He was running slow for a mouse, but number 2,
Number 2,
Spider-Man 2.
Ratatouille. No, I'm kidding.
A Bug's Life.
Spider-Man 2. That's an interesting one. What about Spider-Man? I will take this take. I don't think I have to rewatch it, but I don't think that the Raimi trilogy is as good as I like. As an adult, it's not going to be as good as it was when I was younger. Like, I don't think it held up. I don't think
It has its age. Like I can't remember if it was you or my brother. Did I show you the? It's when Mary Jane in the first one gets rescued from the parade. The mannequin.
Who are you?
No. Oh my God, we're pulling this up right now. But the problem with them is like the CGI has definitely shown its age from 2002.
Well, I mean, that aside, because CGI now is kind of silly sometimes, but like,
True.
just the color and the tone, and quite frankly, some of the acting is really not it for me. I think that the standout
Rosemary Harris as Aunt May.
fantastic.
10 out of 10.
And then I think that one of the better actors in Spider-Man 1 is Willem Dafoe. Like, he outshines Tobey Maguire to me tenfold.
We're gonna
But
watch.
like Flash Thompson and like Mary Jane, who else is in that movie that stinks? James Franco isn't that great in that movie.
He's literally the definition of just yeah.
Like, the acting is not great. I think that the villains are always the standout actors, except for Topher Grace as Eddie
What are you
Brock.
talking about? Greatest. I will say I'm pulling up a clip here. Future Josh, please put this in if you can remember. So this is right after Spider-Man saves Mary Jane. Remember the festival? Okay. So you can catch it. It's kind of subtle, but when she's swinging away, she's not holding on to Tom Maguire. It's a mannequin. Let me know if you
No
can,
way.
Let me know if you can spot it. It's subtle.
Wait, what?
That's a
That right there?
That is a mannequin. She's just holding on and they're dragging. Like if you think.
Oh, he's a mannequin.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Do you see it?
No, I get it now. I was like, wait, are you talking about her? Like, her arms are the mannequin? No, yeah, that's bad.
My whole joke is it's clear as day. It's just a mannequin.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's bad.
It's stuff like that. They have a. It's only the first one where they really have some like ugh.
Yeah. Number 2. I'm debating on if I want this to be number 2 or number 1.
Ooh, but you had the 2.
No, I've got this. I don't know if it's better. Like, if I could think of anything better. I'll put it in 2 just in case. A Quiet Place.
I remember you said, I think it was on the show, you said that was your favorite movie ever.
It might be. I can't think of many other, like, wow movies right now. A Quiet Place 1, though.
Are you a fan of any of the sequels?
2 was good. And then the third one was Before Everything Happened with Joseph Quinn. Right?
Yeah, it was the Stranger Things guy.
I think they're all good. I think that 1 is probably the best, and then bits of 2 are the best in the franchise. But just the scene of I can't remember the actress's name. I'm drawing a blank today. I'm kind of
running to get that mouse really exhausted all the oxygen
really
in your brain. And
is
that's the
her
best
name?
part. If we had the cameras on, I literally am ashamed of it. I did nothing.
Emily Blunt. It's his actual wife.
I thought you were telling me about the black girl in the third one.
No. Emily Blunt. She gives birth in the first one in a bathtub, and that is like I don't know. That's the type of horror that appeals to me.
Tense.
Where it's just like, oh my God, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do it. And where it's just like, I don't know, how fast can you run? I'm gonna run faster than Michael Myers. That he walks.
Those movies are rough when you watch
I
them
am
back.
outrunning almost every serial killer there is.
Yeah, the only one that's got a chance to stop you is Jason.
Yeah, but he's a cheater.
He cheat. He just teleports around basically.
Yeah. But number one, you go ahead and fire your best off.
Mine, and I count all three of them as one movie because it flows. Lord of the Rings trilogy.
I've, confession, never seen any of the Lord of the Rings.
Usually, here's what I hate about Lord of the Rings fans. They're always like, you never see Lord of the Rings? And I'm like, the movies combined are like 15 hours long, man. Like,
yeah.
I completely, because I watched the extended editions. They're all like 3 hours, 45 minutes, and the last one's like 4.5 hours.
Jesus.
And the best part is, it's good from start to finish in my book. And plus, like Lord of the Rings, like I love the books and The Hobbit just so much.
Yeah.
And like I said, medieval is like my favorite thing in anything. Give me a game where I have a bow and arrow and a sword over guns.
You like The Last of Us?
I do like The Last of Us. I despise the second one. And I like the TV show. But Lord of the Rings overall.
Second season of the TV show just came out.
I haven't seen that. I gotta watch Daredevil and that. Jesus Christ, Josh.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to watch season 2 of The Last of Us because I don't know. I don't know that I want to see Pedro Pascal bite the dust as Joel. Spoiler alert.
The game's been out for like 5 years.
Well, yeah, if you're only watching the show. Like, my mom has never played the game, but she loves the show.
I've seen a lot of that.
Number one.
I know I don't know if you've ever. I know a movie that I think you would love. I don't know if you've seen it or not. V for Vendetta.
Never seen it.
It's so up your alley.
Okay. I'm going to flop 2 and 1.
Okay, so Quiet Place is one.
Quiet Place is 1. Number 2, Zodiac.
Oh, is that the Mark Ruffalo and
Mark Ruffalo, Robert Downey Jr., Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And then there's somebody else. But maybe not, though. That's just a good movie. Elf is one of my favorite movies ever.
It's one of my least favorite movies ever.
Yeah,
my brother ruined it for me. That's my problem.
Yeah, I mean, I'm to the point where I can watch it and, like, quote it. Like,
Well, a lot of people can.
if you played the music, I could be every character in that movie.
You're just Will Ferrell.
Literally.
I'm trying to think.
Revenge of the Sith is my favorite Star Wars movie. Oh, yeah. I don't know if that hits top 3 though, because it's not like something I come back to and rewatch.
A lot of my just like cover base. Cause a lot of mine were like basic, like nerd shit. It's like it's superheroes, sci-fi, and fantasy. Some of my like more like kind of grounded movies I love: V for Vendetta, Primal Fear, Law Abiding Citizen.
Law Abiding Citizen is a great movie.
It's phenomenal.
Wow.
I feel like there's one like really obvious one. Rocket Man, the Elton John movie. I love Elton John. I liked it a lot.
I'm not a big Elton John guy.
I can play you the hell out of some Elton John.
This is number 2. Quiet Place number 1. This is number 2. The Social Network.
I liked it. Yeah.
I love that movie.
I like the movie, but I can't watch. I like to tune out like the in between of like after they leave college and like once like shit starts
Like
hit
the
the
whole
fan.
court scene stuff.
No, the course is up fine. I'm talking like once like they all move out to LA and they hire Justin Timberlake and they're all living in the house.
Yeah.
And like basically when Eduardo's just kind of coming and going.
Yeah.
That part like I tune out a lot and then tune back in when my Prada was at the cleaners, like that stuff. And then the ending is really cool, I think. Yeah. I like simple endings.
That whole movie is good to me. It might not be 2. I've just got like a few movies that I think are all the best movie.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I can't. My problem is like, I always think like the movies I watch the most.
Yeah.
Because like people will be like, this thing's a 10 out of 10. I've only seen it twice, but I'll watch X, Y, and Z to fall asleep. I'm like, then that means you kind of have to like it if you watch it the most. That's
I don't know. I really don't know.
Oh, Cowboy Bebop movie is good too.
I really enjoy all of the Jordan Peele movies.
I didn't like
Nope and Us and Lookout. Is it Lookout?
Get Out.
Get Out.
Yeah, did
That one's good.
I ever give you about my rant about Us?
Mm-mm.
Us was... So, there's like 4 movies that I thought about walking out of. Us was one of them.
Wow.
One was... The worst movie I've ever seen in a theater was Rise of Skywalker. Like, that was like... I remember putting like... Alright, making sure hats on, and like I just said screw it halfway. I like Get Out a lot.
Get Out's good.
I absolutely loved it.
Did you watch Nope?
It's also quite dumb.
I think
Not as dumb as Us.
I think it was the most
Not as
confusing.
dumb as Us.
Us is the most predictable, but I like Jordan Peele, just the way his brain works visually. Like,
I like that he uses twist and
Yeah.
stuff. Like I like that in horror movies, but I've looked up articles and people who love the movie. No one can explain this to me. The one thing that really, and I get suspension of disbelief because you had to have a plot to move forward. The one thing I can't wrap my head around, and that makes it super dumb, is when the girls swap. Why
in
did-
Us,
Yeah, whenever like the clone as a
Yeah.
kid lives with the other ones, I'm like, why didn't she just go?
yeah, I don't know.
Like that like literally the that just got me. There's some things I do like about Us. I think the concept is really cool, but the end where they're all holding hand, like I couldn't do it.
I think that movie to me is just a good visual movie, but I've never been more confused walking out of a film than Nope. Like, I genuinely wanted to go home and do research about
What was going on?
what was happening, because there's
Daniel
so many.
Kaluuya though, great actor.
Yes. I love the scene of the monkey in that movie.
Where he just killed the guy.
Yeah, where it just like ripped everybody apart. And the shoe, and then what's his name? Steven Yeun. He's his child character.
Yeah.
In that movie is like staring at the monkey, and then he's super fascinated with like the circus, and then the big reveal of the alien at the end. It was just such a mind-boggling movie where it was like, okay, this is a great film because I have questions.
Did you watch Dead Meat at all? Mm-mm. It's like a horror movie. It's basically it's up your wheelhouse. If they do like, you ever heard of the kill count?
Yeah.
Okay, it's that, but it's evolved now to where they explain how movies were made, like what the director said with the writing process. Like it's evolved, and they did a thing on Nope.
Okay.
So it's right
Cool.
up, it's right up your alley. And I love the show, and the guy that hosts it is really cool. But I watched the movie, and then I watched that, and it made me realize just how much I didn't like the movie. I will say the part where the alien thing sucks up all the people and crushes them, that was gnarly. That's
Yeah.
one of the more terrifying things I've seen in a horror movie in a while. But after that, it's kind of like badass out of hell on a horse outrunning a space alien.
It was just crazy.
Yeah.
I liked it. You talked about a movie you thought about walking out of. Similar instance occurred probably this year. I think it was this year. When did the third Venom movie come out?
I think it was last year.
I dead ass almost walked out of the film and made it known.
Made it known.
It was so bad. It was so bad. Like, I get it. Venom Horse happened in the comics. It's cool. Venom Horse, whatever. But like,
I hate that argument. It's comics, so it's cool.
it was so dumb. It was so dumb. And they
Horrible.
pulled him into the MCU and pulled him out of the MCU, and they're not going to do anything with it because Sony sucks ass.
I was never a Sony fanboy, but I just ironically I had PlayStation growing up and I loved Spider-Man. It's just that Nintendo. Those are two companies I really do not care for anymore.
Just so dumb.
Have you kept up with all that stuff, the Nintendo drama?
With like the new Switch?
Yeah.
No.
Dude, buckle. You're gonna get pissed.
Okay.
So they announced the Switch 2 like maybe 3 weeks ago. Could be longer than that when this comes out. Okay. Looks exactly like the Switch. It's like the better
There's some new features.
better graphics. The screen's a bit bigger.
The Joy-Cons are magnetic.
Yeah, it's all this stuff, okay? And they were charging $450 for it. And people are like, that's a little bit higher than what we thought, but it ain't the end of the world. Then they did their game reveals, and their big game at release is the new Mario Kart game. They are
No Toad, by the way.
which is hilarious. They are charging $90 for it. 80 digital, 90 physical, and the physical copy just has a voucher so you can claim it. All you get is like a case. They are Han. They are.
I want to defend this, but not on behalf of Nintendo. More on behalf of just video games in general.
Well, Han, there's two more things to add. One is they basically did like a tech demo. That's a walkthrough to show you how the console works, like an instruction thing. That is $10.
Well, that's crazy.
They are all Switch 1 accessories will not work with Switch 2. So you have to buy all new. They have to buy all new stuff. You can only use the built-in camera if you pay for Nintendo like premium membership.
All Switch accessories, so like
Yep.
remotes and stuff.
Yep. Wow. So what people are pissed about is just at first it was the video game price, and now it's just they are milking everyone. And then, not to get political, I think they like are shipping all their stuff out of Taiwan.
So the tariffs and stuff.
And the tariffs hit Taiwan hard, and basically, at all of its price points, all their fans, diehard fans, say we are not buying this. But because of the tariffs, they have to increase those prices even more.
Yeah.
So people are already pissed.
Wow.
I'm telling you, they're gonna charge $600 for the console, and games are gonna hit $100 on the Switch.
So, not necessarily for Nintendo, but like, I think that there absolutely is more room to charge more for video games as franchises. Especially campaign-based video games, where it's a one-off experience. Like, you're not ever going to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 again for the multiplayer. Or,
true.
Like, it is a one-off experience. I think it would be fair to come out with a new Call of Duty game and charge $120 for it and justify it.
I can't.
It's similar to, like, people that collect art to me. Like, you buy a painting and all it does is hang on the wall, but to somebody else, it's a visual, emotional experience. Whereas, like, some of these game developers, like, that's what they work on for 3 or 4 years, and if it flops, that's bad. Like, that's bad.
Here's what.
But like Nintendo doing it, that's totally wrong.
Here's what I know I cut you out there, but what really gets me about it is just like. There was no reason.
Yeah. It's a Nintendo property. They manufacture the game. That's totally different than what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, more so, think about, like, any person on Steam. Like, anybody that uploads their video game to Steam that they're making and they feel the need to charge $2.99 for it because they're worried no one's going to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember when I bought a game called Phasmophobia.
That's a good game.
And it was, like, dirt cheap. And now that it built a name for itself, they can charge more. But, like, that's not fair. They were always worth it. All it took was the flow of media to follow them. Maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but...
Well, here's my thing with it. The CEO of, like, Nintendo America came out. Because people were literally like... they pulled pre-orders because of all the tariffs.
Yeah.
And, like, basically everyone, and I think they increased Canada prices already, so Canada's getting ready to just nuke Japan, pun intended. And they were like...
With what, a hug?
Basically. Maple syrup. But so everyone's pissed about the price, and this journalist did an interview with the CEO of Nintendo. Do you remember the Xbox One thing from 2013?
No, I just remember the Xbox One costing $500 at launch, and same with the PS5, and, like, that's not an usual thing for consoles, I feel like.
Well, no, the meme was the CEO at the time, it's like, I think his name was like something Matic. He did an interview, and the original version of Xbox One was it had to be online 100% of the time or it will not work. And,
yeah, okay,
and
yeah.
People were pissed, and this dude's like, so what's your reaction to the criticism? And he's like, we have a console for people who don't have internet. It's called Xbox 360. And, like,
Whoa.
People were pissed. So... people are drawing the comparison. The Nintendo guy was asked, basically, what's your reaction to all the backlash to all these prices? And they justified the $80, $90 price tag. He said, we don't want to have a set price. We don't want all games to be $60, $70. We want to evaluate each game, determine what the value is, and judge it by each game. To which they were like, okay, so if you deem it's worth $40, you'll charge $40. And he was like, I'm not going to answer that question. They announced the Breath of the Wild version for Switch. It is $90 as well.
Yeah.
And people are, and he said something like, he did the same thing the other guy did. He was like, wait till people who are scared that the price is going to go up to tariffs. He goes, then buy a Switch 1. And people are like, all right, you're daring us not to buy it? It's going to be hilarious.
It'll flop.
People are predicting it's going to be the next Wii U.
Yeah, that sucks. I think, I don't know, I see it because my background's obviously in music and I appreciate all these other mediums, but
right, you're an artistic guy. You get both sides.
Yeah, if Taylor Swift can charge $400 for a concert ticket,
that's more than that.
I think I can justify paying $100 for a brand new video game. But didn't Breath of the Wild already come out on Switch? Like,
yeah, it's been out. Like, it's acclaimed.
Like, I don't think it's fair to put things out again and be like, they're better now.
Full price, baby.
It's the same thing.
Well, we had
Well, sorry. Keep going.
Oh no, also just talking about like video game stuff. I've already hit the point where I'm like, my rule is if I don't play day one, I won't buy day one. So like if
I disagree, but
well, if I'm like, oh, a new Final Fantasy's, I love Final Fantasy. If Final Fantasy's coming out, I'm like, I don't know, the setting looks weird. They changed the graphics. The combat system is different. You're making sure that was still going.
I'm gonna go look at yours. But I've got 18 minutes left on my card.
Probably the last cut right there. But yeah, if it's like a game coming out and I'm like, yeah, I think it's cool, but I'm not really sure if I'm gonna like it, or they're very vague about what the game actually is.
Yeah.
I'll wait for it to go on sale when it hits $45.
I think the only reason I agree with you is for games that I've seen playthroughs on. Like and obviously I play on PC, so like I couldn't get the Spider-Man games until they launched on PC, and they took about a year and a half.
That's usually the pattern now.
So, I mean, yes, there's things I'm not buying on launch, but I think that if I find, a new game at a random point and it's like, oh, this game's still kind of popular, I'll play it. Like, I didn't play Phasmophobia, like, on release day because I didn't know about it.
Right.
So, like, maybe I found it within their first year, but I found it, and there's games like that that I fall in and out of. But I think that people should be allowed to charge more. And I don't know, maybe it's...
My problem is, I think the justification for charging more is I have it at a higher standard than what people think it is.
Well, I think it's because, I think the way I think is because of, like, Nintendo, they own all of the Nintendo properties. Like,
right.
The people that are making those games are on salary.
Mm-hmm.
There are developers not employed by Nintendo that are making games as smaller, like Naughty Dog. Like, when Naughty Dog was coming out with, like, Last of Us 1 and, like, they put out a few other games before, but like
Jack and Daxter games,
like they were nobodies, and now that they evolved.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
like I'm saying nobodies, as in like they were on the bottom end of, like they wouldn't compete with a Nintendo. They wouldn't compete with.
Well, no one's gonna compete with Nintendo.
Well, I'm saying in general, like Naughty Dog wouldn't compete with Activision.
Probably
at
not
that
with money.
point, and now that's probably a closer conversation. I don't know. I think back to artists, like if you can charge me $150 for 2 hours of my time to watch you play songs that I can listen to on my phone or watch you play on YouTube, I think I could pay $100 for a video game that'll get me 8 or 9 hours of a campaign.
Well, my problem with it is, and this is where I think what's going to help, because video games are taking so much longer to develop. Like, it's going to be 5 years for every major release. The God of War and Spider-Man, first ones came out in 2018. The sequels came out in 2022, 2023. The good news is if everything's charging $100, you're more spaced out. So it's not like, crap, I got to shell out $100 every month because there's a new game. You're going to space like your stuff out. That is going to be like the good part of it. But I think, especially because everyone's on that big debate of how long a game is should equal how much you got to pay for it, it's going to be crazy.
Well, and I think that opens the door for a lot of these free-to-play platforms. Like, Fortnite is still alive.
Free,
It's a crazy thing to think about.
Part of my Zelda retrospective is there was a video game crash in the 80s, and I was looking up like just like the numbers. Right now, I think it was in 2024 was a study, free-to-play games are responsible for 85% of video game revenue. All of it.
Yeah, because it's got to be something psychological. It's super easy. So think about it like this: if Fortnite, whatever season they're on, I know the first chapter, the way they're breaking it up, went I think 10 seasons. Each battle pass is $10. They could have charged the game at launch,
Oh yeah,
$60
sure.
at release, and you get battle passes included. But now, someone bought all 10 of those battle passes, and gave Fortnite $100 instead of $60, and it's recurring. So like
I see what you're
like
saying.
Marvel Rivals just dropped in December. I have put so much money into Marvel Rivals because I get to wear a cool comic skin, and instead of paying even $100 at launch, each skin's about $15 to $20. I've easily bought more than 5 skins. Easily.
That's a lot of money.
But they do it in a way where it's subtle. Like you're spending $5 at a time because they give you so much in-game currency for playing. That
Oh,
it's
sure.
like, oh, I'm just gonna put $5 here, and then before you know it, you've hit a price point that's above what they could have charged at launch.
Microtransactions have kind of come around and they haven't. When they first came out, people were like getting ready to like burn down the world.
Yeah.
But now I think, this is my take on it. I don't care. You're a grown man with your own money. You buy whatever you want to buy. Like,
Right.
who cares? My problem is when like it's easy access for like 13-year-olds.
Well, that's what that whole lawsuit was with Fortnite.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's my only like gripe. with
my
stuff
mom
like
got
that.
money back from
Are
Fortnite.
you serious?
Yeah.
How much? I don't. You don't have to say it.
It was not as much as you'd think. I think it was like $50.
I could buy 2 skins of Marvel.
Yeah, I could buy
Rivals.
2 Marvel Rivals skins.
Dude, we just found the life hack. Just sue every like media free to play game.
Well, now I think all those Marvel Rivals included, all those types of games learned from that mistake, and it's harder to buy. You have
Yep.
to like, are you sure?
That's
One more time, are you sure you want this?
I will call it right now. That exact thing is going to happen with sports betting.
Really?
Oh, $1 million.
Well, then I'm gonna get a handsome check back.
Well, not like that. I think just like once the numbers come out, because I did read that Gen Z like at this point gambles more than every other generation when they were already. Well, yeah, it's more accessible.
Yeah, that's true.
It's on your phone now, and like once like it comes out, like there's some serious stuff about this. They're rather going to do 2 things: raise the raise the age to which you can gamble, or it's going to be like these apps are going to be so limited that the profit margin is just not going to be worth it.
Well, it is state specific.
True,
So
and
like,
that's why it's so hard to regulate.
yeah, I don't know. I love gambling. Ugh.
I like gambling with friends.
I like gambling when I win.
A man of wise words. But no, like me and my buddies, we used to do a poker blackjack night. But I will never in my life by myself go into a casino on Friday.
Oh yeah, no.
You couldn't.
Yeah, no.
I don't even bet on like Giants or IU or
Really?
Pacers games. It's just
Even if it's like a big game.
here's tell me my lesson. My brother got into the sports betting thing like when like DraftKings really got like hot and stuff. It was like 3 years ago. The Giants and the Vikings played each other in the playoffs. I'm a Giants fan. My brother was a Vikings fan. The Giants were like 9-8, and the Vikings were like 16-2. And he bet like $500 the Vikings would win. They were like a 3-touchdown favorite. The Giants beat them first round. And I looked at him. I said, "This is exactly why I will never bet on sports."
Yeah.
I get there's favorites, but if you bet the high end, you'll hit most of the time. But I'm like, it's so much unpredictability. It's not worth it.
Yeah,
for me.
I don't necessarily love sports betting. I like to take just the impossible stuff and just put a couple bucks on it. Like, I think
Patrick Mahomes field goal.
Well, literally, like I think 2, maybe 3 Super Bowls ago. I can't remember who was playing, but I bet on a flea flicker to a receiver.
That is a bold bet.
No, it's even crazier. I put like $2 on it. It was a flea flicker from the quarterback to either a wide receiver or a running back. I can't remember who it was.
It's a flea flicker. It's probably a running
to
back.
throw a touchdown.
Ooh.
For that position to throw a touchdown. So, I want to say it was. I want to say it was a Chiefs Super Bowl. I think it was the first Chiefs Super Bowl.
They beat the 49ers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, who was the running back receiver? Was it Tyreek Hill that threw it?
No.
He was a wide receiver, but...
I don't know. I can't remember. But they threw it, and it hit. And I would have lost $2, but instead I won like 75. So it's like, I don't like to bet like, oh, what's the spread? Who's the favorite? Like, those are cool for a parlay to help boost some stuff up, but I don't bet on the obvious stuff because it's obvious for a reason, and it's not gonna go in your favor.
It also just like the margin, it's so like it's like day trading. You have to be just so prolific with it, to make a profit that it wouldn't even matter.
Yeah, I like betting on the stupid stuff, and just like impossible stuff. Like even like if you check in on bets at halftime and it's like plus 10,000 for this thing to happen, it's like I'll put $1 on that.
That's like what kills me about with the sports bay. They throw so many second chance now.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. You ever see the Jamie Foxx one? It's like if you bet the guy that he gets the first touchdown, but instead he gets the second, you get your money back. I'm like, that's still like a 1 in 500 chance.
That'd be a more impressive bet.
Yeah, I can call the guy that gets the second one.
Right. I don't know. I do prefer betting in a casino though. I think just because I don't know. I'm not as connected to sports as I used to be.
I'll just never like. I don't think there's anything wrong. Like if you and me went out and it's like, I got $200, just fun money.
Yeah, let's just throw it.
Let's just go. But if it was, I think the problem is where you're like, you lose it and then you're like, all right,
200 more.
200 more. All right, come on, double 400.
Well, in the wise words of Vegas Matt, it's get even or get even worse. So,
it's actually a pretty good line. It'll be funny.
Shout out Vegas Matt. I love Vegas Matt so much.
How funny would it be if Ron came in here, and like after we wrapped up this, and he was like, "The plant, you didn't touch any plants, did you?" And we're like, "Yeah, why?" And it's like, "That's like the deadly virus plant. What are you talking about?" We start tripping balls, right?
Rip headphone users.
He looks over, you're taking bites out of it, like a goat.
Or what are you read?
Say wrap it up from here.
Yeah, I've got 7 minutes left on this, and the battery's dead, so dying. Especially once like Nick gets like all of his affairs in order and comes in, more stuff like this. Yeah, for sure.
100%. We're trying to get like new mics, so say goodbye to plant mics.
Yeah, plant mics. Yeah, it's gonna be the end of this era of.
Should we touch tips?
Yeah, sure.
I'll make sure he gets them.
Here.
And now the casting couch begins.
You know what? I'm coming over here.
We're almost done with the semester, dude.
Yeah, we got to do the graduation episode.
Ooh, I do. Do we have time? I want to look at the calendar. I want to see if I can get like where all the.
Even if we got to do it a different day on like a morning or something.
No, I'm trying to get like in terms of on campus here, we're recording 3 more times.
Okay. Okay, so maybe we do that one and bank it.
Probably. But in terms of in terms of episodes, we're like a week away from technically being done with the semester.
Yeah.
Josh, if you're watching this when the day comes out, fuck Sousa's class. You're gonna bleep the name, but I might as well just say it.
Congrats, man.
Yeah.
You're almost done with your pilot study, I'm sure.
Oh my god, dude, we gotta save that for the next step because it'll be after we graduate. Just unleash
on everybody's
everybody.
Class.
I'm looking at you, Ron. I'm gonna so forget to fucking censor this shit, dude. All right, tune in next week. Nick will be back. We got a new game that we're gonna play.
Oh yes.
That'll be a surprise, but a little improv, testing our comedy skills. We've known each other for all this time. We should know what the other one could work with.
Yeah, for sure.
In terms of comedy, and then top 10 video games all time as well.
Yep.
Nope, he popped up there.
We talked a little bit about that today, but
We're going to go into more detail, and then... That's the thing, too. I feel like I can get a good read what your games is. I couldn't tell you what Nick's would.
my battery died.
Ah!
I hope that the video saved.
Oh. I've been Josh Breeden.
I've been Jordan Johnson. If this whole video
It'll be
is-
audio.
Well, no, you can just put a still photo of me and just react, and you just cut between back and forth.
How about this? We take 175 different photos, and I use a different one for each of the cuts.
We could do that. I wouldn't care to like have different poses. That'd be funny, just in case.
I start pulling up baby photos of you.
Yeah, right. Well, if this is the first you see of me, goodbye.
Yeah, I'm gonna slit my throat if this is what it is.
Okay. All right then.